Hello, hello, and thank you for joining me on Today on Tony. Let's jump right into it. So this morning I was greeted with this post first thing by Pierre-Annot Polibert. There is no place in Canada for anyone acting on behalf of the terrorist Iranian regime. Every terror operative must be identified, arrested, charged, and deported. Here is the Conservative plan to protect our people. Stop the Iranian regime in Canada. Deport Iranian regime officials. Crack down on terror financing. Coordinate sanctions enforcement. Reassess Canada's terrorism threat level. Close national security gaps. Establish a foreign influence registry. Yeah. Stop approving refugee claims without in-person interviews. Well, I had no idea they were doing that without interviews. That's wild. But seems like Pierre is capitalizing on the current thing, which just jives with the narrative. So that's something. But a post I saw yesterday, which I'd like to address right now, is this one here by his handler, a foreign asset, maybe. Well, let's pop her on and watch her together.
This week, I'll be heading to the United States to stand up for Canada and Canadian workers. First stop, Michigan, where I'll meet with auto leaders and state legislators to defend an integrated North American auto industry and fight for tariff-free trade that protects Canadian jobs.
It's quite the change.
Then I'm off to Texas to advocate for Canadian energy because our resources make both our countries stronger, safer, and richer.
Texas makes
Finally,
way more oil than
I
us.
headed to New York to deliver a keynote address on the historic partnership between Canada and the United States, two neighbors, allies, and economic partners. As I said in a recent speech, we need to leverage the relationship we have with the American people. We should all be reaching out to them.
That should have been the plan from day one, eh, Pierre? Well, I couldn't help myself but comment last night on this. Why the F didn't you do this 318 days ago? That's right. He intentionally threw that election, then proceeded to vote to keep the Liberals in power just months later in November. So it's all a ploy, it's all a narrative just to keep you boxed in, make you believe that he's opposition, and then he'll flop and then keep the Liberals in power and whatnot. And I've got to say, he's one rotten apple. And I think we can all agree, we've seen this.
You deserve losing.
You remember?
And you didn't win. And I said that to Canadians who love him. The candidate you adore and admire and love doesn't want to work.
Sure.
God forbid he has to cross the border and go talk to other borders to bring attention. God forbid, too much travel time. He's got to eat his apple. He's got to eat his apple because he's got to get his apple in his system. You deserve losing.
Yeah. Yeah, he intentionally threw it. And now he's doing it now that we're looking at 4 years of no election and a possible majority in a month or so. Yeah, now he's pretending. Now he's doing what he should have done a year ago. It's horseshit. And if you keep falling for that stuff, Canada's not going to go anywhere. It's going to just keep continuing the steady decline downwards. All right, next post. This one, let's check it out.
Fake news gets this. Tom Massey stands with the ladies of The View. Tom Massey stands with the ladies of The View. Mr. President, we stand with you. Fight, fight, fight!
Well, you know, being PPC, you often find yourself agreeing with people that you wouldn't normally align with, just because you have one thing in common with the supposed opposition, or the opposition, whatever, however you look at it in the States, doesn't mean you're a traitor. It just means you've found common ground on one issue. And I'm pretty sure Thomas Massey's been voting like 90%, over 90% with the Republicans, so makes you wonder. Oh, and yeah, I watched this Tucker episode last night, and it's been a while since I've listened to Brett Weinstein. Actually, he fell off my radar, and I stopped paying attention. So seeing him talk here on Tucker last night was actually pretty good. I was surprised. So let's give him a listen.
The golden pager that was given to President Trump strikes me as another Rorschach test, just like Bibi's statement after Charlie Kirk's murder. I mean, obviously, the pager operation is no joke. I understand the predicament that Israel is in, and I don't underrate the danger of being in the neighborhood that Israel is in, the danger
He's a bit of a slow talker, but so am I. So I can put up with it.
of the dynamics of the region being about lineage versus lineage violence, and therefore I can have my, high-minded Western view of their predicament, but I don't understand what it is like to live under threat from people who truly want it.
Yeah, Hezbollah is, determined to crush Israel. That's a fact.
Right. So I get it. And
Yep.
I don't think I think I'm an adult when it comes to understanding what one has to do to survive under such circumstances. On the other hand, yes, that was their purpose.
Just going to skip through here.
And then one obviously be read as a threat. Shoot that idea down and say it's taking place.
Yeah, I shouldn't have skipped through it. But essentially, they're putting a timeline together of everything and how it should be interpreted with that gift of the golden pager, and how it could be interpreted as a threat, which is clearly true. And they even mentioned in that episode how directly after Kirk's death, Netanyahu came out and said, "It wasn't me." Why would you do that stuff? It just implants the idea in people's brains. Or it's like a Freudian slip, like an admission. It's odd. Now, the last post here, we have Eric St. Pierre. Question of the day. If voting got Canadians where we are today, why do folks think voting can get us out? Because people haven't actually been voting. Everyone's been voting for the same path. Simple. There is an option. It's PPC. And they've suffered huge attacks. 2 accounts of election interference, sabotage with candidates, constant paid smear campaigns. It's endless. Absolutely endless. Well, anywho, thanks for joining me.